Ever get an itchy butt? Wow, that's bad saying that on YouTube, isn't it? Is that a swear word? Butt? I don't know. I don't know what's a swear word these days. You've got to be so careful. You can't say coloured words anymore. You can't say all sorts of words, you know. Yeah, but itchy butt. I regularly hear this from people. Just did a bit of research. It's interesting. Enterobius vermicularis. Okay, it sounds something like out of Harry Potter, doesn't it? I'm Eric Bakker, by the way, a naturopath from New Zealand. I've got a big interest in gut health with people, but immune health, gut health, you know, just health in general. Now, you might hear me sniffing at the moment. I've got a bit of a head cold, but that's fine. Don't worry. We're social distancing at the moment, probably 10,000 miles or something, so all good. Now, let's talk about pinworms or threadworms. You know, different types of names people give this tiny little bug. Very, very prevalent. Many people at some stage in their life have had an itchy you-know-what, all right? It's embarrassing. Isn't that embarrassing having that? It's really embarrassing. You don't want to be walking around sort of doing funny things, do you? So why do people get these sort of worms, you know? How long do they last, you know? Tell me more about this kind of stuff. Well, kids particularly get them, especially young ones, age 2, 3, 4, 5, up to about 10. They're tiny little eggs. They can float in the air. They can land on furniture, on toys. They can land on anything. They can live outside the body for, I think it's 10 days, even up to 2 weeks. So, and the life cycle, I think, is between 2 to 8 weeks for this particular parasite. Very common. On average, I think most doctors will get 50 to 100 sort of, you know, consultations per year for people with itchy butt syndrome. All right. So, how did you get it? Why did you get it? Is it terrible? Are you going to die with it? No, not really. It's one of the most common parasitic infections that so many people get, and it's transmitted really, well, by way of itchy butt, isn't it? And also poor hygiene. But you know what? These particular type of threadworms can also occur in people, you know, from all societies, you know, from the top right down to the bottom. So in the old days, if someone had a worm, they thought it was because they were dirty, filthy people, but it's not the case at all. All right. So you don't have to be embarrassed if you've got an itchy butt. Just be careful with the itchy butt around public. All right. So what do you do about it? How do you get rid of it? How do you break the cycle? If we look at Mebendazol and different Zol kind of drugs that people use for this, you know, like drop a tab and that should be over and done with, but it doesn't work in all cases. In fact, many people get reoccurrence of this particular type of worm. So at nighttime, when you're in bed, is often when it's really itchy, and that's the female, you know. So how the life cycle is, you swallow the egg, gets into your gut, hatches out in the small bowel, they crawl down through the colon, and they go all the way down to the anal area, particularly the female, where she lays more eggs around that area, and so that's that itching sensation. So just be careful if you do have the urge to scratch it. You really wash your hands quite well, okay? I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks on how to really nail this little sucker, how to get rid of it and how to keep it away forever, all right? It's a pretty valuable video for those who aren't in the know about threadworms, all right? So should you take these medications, Mebendazol, albendazole? I don't see them to be much of a problem, honestly, but I think you'll get better success if you incorporate some garlic into your diet, okay? Now, a tiny bit of raw garlic, a tiny bit of crushed garlic, but I never have any kind of worm problems because we eat garlic every day, every single day. But I also eat a lot of raw carrots. So grated raw carrot, grated raw beetroot mixed together, okay? Beetroot and carrot together, wham, you've got the sucker. They don't like that kind of stuff at all. People who regularly eat raw carrot and raw beetroot don't get any kind of threadworm problems at all. So if you've got children with threadworms, please get them to eat some grated raw carrot and grated beetroot. Another good tip for you is papaya or pawpaw. You know, papaya, those sort of fruit in the tropical countries, the black seeds, okay, they contain a proteolytic substance called papain. Pineapple's similar. Pineapple will do a similar thing, but pawpaw does a better thing. So if you get those seeds, dry them and put them in your pepper grinder, you know, grind all over your food. Mix it a little bit of pepper and a little bit of the pawpaw seed together. Grind them up. Dry them thoroughly though, the pawpaw seed. They look like pepper. They shrivel right up. So when you grate those onto your food, okay, and again, it's going to destroy the worms. look, nature has got an answer for everything. The drug companies have got an answer for everything too. But I think nature trumps science any day when it comes to parasites. There's a solution for all of these kind of things. People have had worms for thousands of years. Long before stethoscopes and white coats were even invented, people knew how to get rid of parasites. So let's just recap. Grated carrot and beetroot. Add garlic to your diet regularly, if not daily. You can also get a tiny clove of garlic and squeeze it or crush it up and get one or a little bit of juice out of it. Mix it with the carrot and beetroot, even better. Okay. We talked about papaya seeds. Pumpkin seeds is also another one for worms. Worms don't like pumpkin seeds, right? But when you start taking these drugs regularly, okay, when you start taking medications like Mebendazol, once a month, like some parents give to the kids, it becomes far less effective. Okay, so if you're going to use a drug like one of those Zol drugs, you would only use it once or twice a year, if that. But nature has got the answer, as I said, and if you start changing, what goes into the mouth, it's going to change what happens down there, isn't it? So also be careful not to encourage too much sweets in their diet. I've always believed that people who eat really poorly have got a far higher predisposition to getting parasite problems than people who eat much healthier. So I used to get pinworms like everybody else did, but I haven't had them for probably, 25, 30 years, so I wouldn't know what itchy butt's like. My butt's quite boring, in fact. It never really itches. But if you're sick of the itchy butt, then do it. Just get onto it. Look at what you're eating. Change what you're eating, okay? Because you ain't going to get a change if you don't make the change, all right? So think carefully what you're eating. Are you eating sweet foods? Okay, because that can encourage also a change in the gut, which allows parasites to really take the upper hand. Parasites hate fresh stuff. They can't stand steamed broccoli. Parasites can't stand grated vegetables. They don't like salads. There's no fun for them. Okay? Parasites are just like you. If they could hop in your car next to you and go for a drive to McDonald's, they'd be your best friend. Okay? They love sundaes. They love ice creams and sweets and sodas. They like all the stuff that you like. So it's time for you to stop liking that stuff, isn't it? If you really want to get parasites out of your life or out of your child's life, down goes the axe. Just stop it. And you'll find the worms will take a hike and they'll start looking for another butt to itchy, okay? And you don't need to have the problem. Thanks for tuning in.